Morning, friends. Well, good news. We're back on the trail. I am leaving Golega and heading to Tomar. I believe it's just after 8 a.m. Let's say it's 10 after 8 a.m. my time in Minnesota. That means just after 2 a.m. your time. And of course, wherever else you are around the country. So I'm walking on this dirt, kind of gravelly dirt compacted road. I got off of the cobblestone just a couple minutes ago. Man, it makes such a difference. I'll show you a picture of that later so you can see what I mean, how uneven it is. And I think that really contributed to the blisters, because back home, we don't really have, although I trained on various surfaces, we don't really have a lot of uneven, right? So I think part of it is just, and we wear shoes all the time, so part of it is just our feet are a little more tender. And also, let's be clear, apparently there are people that do a lot of walking that never get any blisters. So I'm not sure. I think it's just a combination of things. Maybe a pack that was a little too heavy. Also, take a look at this pack. Can you see the difference? Feels different. Feels amazing, actually. Feels so much better. It feels lighter than when I had it on in the store and tested it with a 20-pound weight in it. It feels actually significantly lighter than that. So although I still don't know what it weighs, I know that it's going to make a big difference. The blisters are not fully healed. However, the way that I have them protected and the way that I have them covered right now, they feel pretty good. So I'm excited about that. Today is a 20 plus mile day because the cafe that I was going to go to this morning that was really close to where I was staying, which was one of the reasons I picked the place, because the place I stayed, if you saw the photo I shared last night, it's right on the Camino, and this cafe was just a couple blocks, let's say, behind it. So I knew I'd have to backtrack a couple blocks in order to get to the cafe, but no big deal, right? So I show up at the cafe this morning, and there's a sign that said, I couldn't read the first part, but the second part of the sign said that they are closed from August 30th to September 1st. So that timing did not work out for me, which meant finding another cafe that is open before 8 a.m. in these towns. Okay, folks, let's give some perspective here. I feel like this is a little New York-ish in that when I visited New York, dinner doesn't start in New York until 7:38, 9 o'clock at night. Folks, that's when I'm getting ready for bed. And then they get up early, right? And it's similar but different here in that most towns I go to, dinner places to go to get dinner doesn't open until 7:30 p.m. And by that time, like, I've arrived, I just want to get a bite to eat, go back to my room, kind of unwind, rest, relax, and then settle in for the night. But if you're not going to dinner until 7:30, and then you're unwinding, and your body needs a couple hours before, okay, ideally you have at least 2 hours, if not more, like 3 hours after a meal. But if you're sitting down at 7:30, you're not done until what? 8:15 at the earliest, 8:15 at the earliest, which means 3 hours from there is after 11. No, thank you. I would like to be asleep by then. And then in the morning, as a Camino walker, I'm getting up early and getting going. And so most of these towns, if you find one pasteleria, I don't know how you actually say it. If you find one that is open, little cafe we'll call it, at 7 o'clock, you're doing really good. So the one that I found, again, planned ahead of time to make sure, was open at 7, and then they were closed for those 3 days, which happens to fall right in the middle of when I'm there. So then I found another one, but it was in the opposite direction, and so I ended up going 3/4 mile out of the way, and then another 3/4 mile back, and then back to the trail. So that was very interesting this morning. So we'll see how many miles it ends up being. The good thing is I'm feeling pretty good. So I actually need to wrap this up. Maybe I'll be back because I came to a 4-corner and I need to find my arrow. I don't see it quite yet, so I'm going to find that. Maybe I'll be back in a little bit. I hope you're having a great morning whenever you wake up and see this. And we're off and walking, and it feels so good to be back on the trail. Hope you have a great day.